Like, you know how I say like Israel is doing a child Holocaust that they're live streaming? Like, that's illegal now. Okay, that's actionable and illegal. Will I stop doing it? Probably not. Having said that, just so you know, I might be going to fucking prison. Okay, I'm just letting y'all know. Here, Anti-Semitism Awareness Act is back. A Senate committee will vote on the legislation tomorrow. If it ultimately passes, anyone in our education system found to be guilty of any of the contemporary examples of anti-Semitism are identified in the IHRA definition, such as drawing comparisons of contemporary Israeli policies to that of the Nazis, could face serious legal challenges. I would, just for the record, I know that this will probably really change the dynamic for a lot of my haters, but like, this is one, the most egregious violation of the First Amendment. Two, it is an egregious violation of truth. Okay. And yes, any sort of comparisons to, like, you know how I say like Israel is doing a child Holocaust that they're live streaming? Like, that's illegal now. Okay, that's actionable and illegal. Will I stop doing it? Probably not. Having said that, just so you know, I might be going to fucking prison. Okay, I'm just letting y'all know. Calling for, aiding, or justifying the killing of harming of Jews in the name of a radical ideology or an extremist view of religion, making mendacious, dehumanizing, demonizing, or stereotypical allegations about Jews as such, or the power of Jews as a collective, such as, especially but not exclusively, the myth about a world Jewish conspiracy or Jews controlling the media, economy, government, or other societal institutions. Ironically enough, some of the IHRA definitions are real versions of anti-Semitism. These two obviously are real versions of anti-Semitism. Accusing Jews of people of being responsible for real or imagined wrongdoing committed by a single Jewish person or group, or even acts committed by non-Jews. Again, real anti-Semitism. Denying the facts, scope, mechanisms, e.g. gas chambers, or intentionally the genocide of Jewish people. Again, real anti-Semitism. Don't worry, it's coming to a part where it's going to move very quickly into not real anti-Semitism, but simply anti-Israel territory, which is, it's coming up. Accusing Jewish citizens of being more loyal to Israel or the alleged priorities of Jews worldwide. This one is at least some semblance of vague. This is dual loyalty tropes, which is also real anti-Semitism. But then you got the likes of like Jonathan Pollard or that Ruth Wise lady who we've talked about, who will outwardly be like, you have to have dual loyalty. Actually, fuck dual loyalty. You have to have singular loyalty to Israel. What the fuck are you doing? And then I guess they would go to jail in that regard. Denying the Jewish people their right to self-determination, e.g. by claiming that the existence of a state of Israel is a racist endeavor. Again, that is fucking ridiculous. That is so fucking ridiculous. This right here is fucking ridiculous. Do you understand? That is a ridiculous thing to make illegal. Suck my dick. Applying double standards by requiring of it a behavior not expected or demanded of any other democratic nation. Again, this is an intentionally stupidly written application, of course. It's like, it's the classic, why do you care when Israel does this, but not when any other country does this? It's like, no, I care when other countries do it too, dumbass. But it doesn't matter. Now you can say it's anti-Semitic and also illegal. Using the symbols and images associated with classic anti-Semitism, claims of Jews killing Jesus, or blood libel to categorize Israel or Israelis. Well, that's a little difficult not to do, considering Israel is posterizing all of the most nefarious conspiracies on a regular fucking basis. Okay. Like, I guess you just can't do any coverage of Israel going forward. You just simply cannot do any coverage of Israel going forward, because if you say like, Israel is killing babies, for example, well, that's blood libel. Okay. Drawing comparisons of contemporary Israeli policy to that of the Nazis. Again, 100% correct assessment made by Israeli Jewish Holocaust scholars. Okay? Remember, this means that like Raz Segal, for example, famous Israeli Jewish Holocaust scholar Raz Segal has done an anti-Semitic crime when he wrote for the Jewish Currents magazine about how, by his assessment, Israel was behaving like Nazi Germany, okay? Or literally the ICJ guy, Theodore Moran, Again, American lawyer and judge, served as the judge of the International Criminal Tribunal for former Yugoslavia, okay? Literally was held in a Nazi labor camp. Literally held in a Nazi labor camp. A guy who saw the inside of a Nazi concentration camp making that fucking comparison. And this administration's like, nah. Time to go to another concentration camp, big guy. Not on my watch. Like, oh, I'm sorry. You saw the inside of a Nazi concentration camp and are now making that same comparison, being like the country that you immigrated to, mandatory Palestine at the time, that country you're saying is now resembling neo-Nazi Holocaust-style activities? Well, off to the concentration camps with you, big guy. Sorry. You can't be doing anti-Semitism like that. Imagine getting thrown into a concentration camp twice in your fucking life by two separate fascist administrations in the process of like 100 years. That is insane. Okay? He's like, back to back, baby. The two-time. That is psychotic. Anyway, I hope you guys understand why that is psychotic. Holding Jews collectively responsible for the actions of the state of Israel, which, by the way, ironically, is what a lot of people who want to defend Israel will honestly claim, honest to God. They will say this all the time. Where it's like, oh, how dare you criticize Israel? Excuse me, you must hate the Jews. Well, nobody said all Jews are responsible collectively for the actions of the state of Israel, okay? You're the ones who are doing that as a anti-Semitism shield. Yeah, you're Jewish. You have to stand with Israel from Jewish family members. Anyway, so yeah, it's pretty cool. But I'm glad that the Free Speech Defender Party has also made specific carve-outs against, where is it? This part. Yeah, Jews killing Jesus. They literally were like, the IHRA definition is good, except for the fact that saying Jews killed Jesus, claiming Jews killed Jesus is actually anti-Christian, and we will not allow it. So Christians can be anti-Semitic in that specific sense.